Hey everyone, it's Jennifer. Thank you for joining me today for your weekly tarot reading. Look at me getting this out on time. Yay, I get a gold star. I hope you guys have been having a wonderful week. It is super cold. There is all sorts of craziness afoot right now. California is having a rough go of it. I know there's still some areas that are recovering from hurricanes this year, and we are all just doing our very best to get by. Hopefully this reading will help. It does kind of start off like a little, but you know, Mondays, right? I am using my Surrealist Tarot deck today. It is an oldie but a goodie, and I love the art on it. It's so unique. All right, so I'm gonna get us started with Monday and Tuesday. We have the 10 of Cups reversed, ew, and the 9 of Swords, ew. I'll flip this one over upright so you can see it. Really cool. So tarot, in the world of tarot, cups represent matters of the heart. I think that the imagery on this card actually kind of fits with it being next to the 9 of Swords, because we're very in our head about some things that have happened in our emotional body. Some of you may be experiencing some issues with family or housing. This feels more like anxiety that is like really catching up to us. Staying up late at night, kind of dwelling on the past, dwelling on all of the shoulda, woulda, couldas, that type of thing. So let's get into the reading. Messages that I've recorded for you guys with this is immerse oneself in the present. With those two cards, it's thinking a lot about the way things should have been, but more so the way things could have been, or maybe the way like we perceived them to be. We hoped they would be, but not necessarily like how they really were, and kind of coming to some harsh realizations about that. Immerse oneself in the present. Guilt or worry about the past that steals from the future. Disassociating. So there may be some things that have triggered our emotions or like mental state to kind of get stuck in that trauma loop or stuck on repeat. You have to choose happiness. Happiness is fleeting. And the 10 of Cups is a very rare moment in life. Anyways, this is one of those beautiful moments where we have happiness and joy and friendship and love and support, and the sun is shining and everyone's dancing and all the stars are aligned. When we have it in reverse, it is the loss of that, or the coming to terms with reality of the situation. And then the 9 of Swords is the anxiety, worry, stress that keeps us up, constantly worrying and thinking about it. So be aware of rumination. When my brain gets like that, I like to type in binaural beats OCD, and that helps me like kind of snap out of that obsessive thinking. Analyze your concerns. You've just went through something, you've just experienced something, this massive like observation that, yeah, it's kind of floored you. But I want you to analyze your concerns. Do they help you build a better future, or do they keep you stuck in the past? So get out of this just like ruminating, and perhaps write stuff down. But it's not the time to just dwell. Easier said than done, right? I know a lot of people are struggling right now with housing issues, and then with all these storms and hurricanes and tornadoes and fires and things that are happening. It's just making it that much harder. So you guys try your best to not let the heaviness of these situations affect your overall well-being. Because there are brighter days ahead. The wheel of life continues to turn, and there are some really, really great days, and then there are some phenomenally shitty days. And, you know, sometimes most of the time, we just kind of land somewhere in between. So we have to choose happiness, choose life, choose to say, okay, I have these concerns. Are these rooted in reality? Have I had like insane expectations? That's that type of stuff. And then write these things down. And when you're in a less emotionally reactive state, then you can go back and analyze this stuff. But this week is going to be a very interesting week about kind of checking ourselves. Wednesday, Thursday, so we see a little bit of an uptick, and I honestly think that this may be some of the worry that you've had. Maybe you got into an argument about something that has to do with housing and or emotional stability at the beginning of this week, that once you get in the midweek, we kind of start to realize maybe it's not so bad. We have the Page of Cups, the promise of a better future. We have the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups. The Page of Cups is very Piscean energy. I think that Hank Williams Sr. was a Pisces. Somebody can maybe check me on that. He kind of does have that look of old Hank there, who was quite the romantic. Discovering the mysteries of each other, falling in love with an idea of love, which is a beautiful place to start. Incoming positive friendships or relationships that seem to be mutually beneficial. For those that are romantic, though, like I was hearing something that was like, but are they mutually exclusive? So we do need to kind of, have open and honest conversations just so everyone's on the same page about where we're at. Because looking at this reading, our expectations of friendships and relationships, and like I said, things that bring us emotional harmony, maybe they don't really fit with what's happening in the here and now. Some of that stuff may have been applicable in the past, but after this 10 of Cups in reverse moment, you're kind of like realizing that, what made you happy then isn't fulfilling, or maybe, the things that made you happy then were not real. Perhaps somebody had lied to you in the past or presented a certain side of themselves when they really had another, and it's kind of tainted your perception. So this Wednesday, Thursday, I do think that there's an opportunity to really intertwine your energies here with a new partnership or a new friendship, but I want you to have realistic expectations going into this. But overall, Wednesday, Thursday is about creative expression and mutually beneficial partnerships. So very, very good. Very good. I like that. This weekend, Here we get a little more psychological. I have to kind of start acting like your mom for a second. And shame on you. Because some of you guys, and I think this is why we kind of get caught up in these emotional cycles, are picking up responsibilities of other people. Maybe other people have a lot of stress and drama in their life, and we're kind of picking up the responsibilities of worrying about their problems for them. So we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. A lot going there. And then this one's like this is a Nine of Wands in reverse. This is old Salvador Dali recreation. And I love the artwork on this card. The Queen of Cups, the Swamp Witch, but she came out reversed. So this weekend we have 3 reversals. And that doesn't mean you're a bad person or anything like that. It's you're in a transitionary phase where you're looking at things at different perspectives. Perhaps there's a feeling of the rug being pulled out from underneath you, or perhaps the truth has kind of hit you like a very bitter pill or even a Godsmack. The middle of the week, which oftentimes people think is the hardest part of the week, is actually going to be the best for you. This coming up weekend, I want you to take a little bit more time for rest and relaxation because of burnout, lack of a support system. Check your expectations at the door. They are suffocating you. What was normally supporting you was just merely getting you by. It wasn't that stable. And a Band-Aid will no longer be enough. You deserve more than just a Band-Aid. Take care of your heart, emotionally and literally. The literal freaking heart. I want you to start taking into consideration your caffeine, smoking, your air quality. Maybe you need to get some plants to help filter the air. Maybe anxiety and stress. You get a lot of panic attacks or hyperventilation, and those kind of things can have an effect on your heart. Maybe all this lovey-dovey shit from Wednesday and Thursday gave you heartburn. I don't know, but that message came through. The goal is to not be emotionless, but to not let your emotions weigh you down. We don't want you to drown in your emotions. Taking on other people's problems, especially if they didn't ask you to, will sink you. Don't worry about other people's crap. I mean, you can to an extent. I think that shows like a good human. That's a good human quality, but you can't fix other people's problems for them. So this week is not about finding solutions so much for other people's problems as it is just being an ear and a shoulder. Spend time near water this weekend. Pour your heart out and let it be. You, honey, you have picked up too many of other people's responsibilities in relationships, be that friendship, romantic, family, work, all the different types of relationships. You have a tendency to pick up too many of their responsibilities, and it burdens you and it weighs you down. And by doing that, because you've tried to save the day and swoop in like Superman, it has given you a tainted view of what relationships are all about. And then so anytime something good or happy comes along and then there's a hiccup, that is automatically a red flag. And so we can psych ourselves out of a good thing just because we hit a couple of road bumps, because we have not addressed the fact that we have in the past picked up other people's responsibilities. Relationships, no matter what they are, they take responsibility. It is an even give and take. It is reciprocal. It is appreciation and respect and honoring, very namaste, honoring the God or goddess in you. The goddess in me honors the goddess in you. But if somebody is struggling to maintain a relationship, regardless if they have mental health issues or just a bunch of stress going on, maybe they're new at relationships, or maybe they truly are a toxic person. If you have a tendency to try to take up the slack too much, to try and band-aid everything together, it's gonna crumble. It's gonna fall apart. You're going to get burnt out and overwhelmed. You're going to realize that the things that used to prop you up, the things that used to be your saving grace, like, are no longer sturdy enough. Like, how many Hail Marys does this relationship need, right? And I feel like that this is relationships of the past have set a nasty precedent for what's going on now in your life. And I just don't want you to talk yourself out of a good thing because of that. Having healthy expectations of that give and take is very important. There's a lot of Piscean energy here, which is super, super dreamy, but can border delusion. So be careful with that. Have open and honest communication. Don't take on any more than you can handle. If you are dealing with housing situations that is also burdening you, golly, that's a tricky one. You know, that is a very, very tricky one, because when it comes to housing, our emotions can be so entangled. But again, only analyze the past if you can do it in such a way that helps you prepare and build a better future. So some of us may need to talk to a trusted loved one, or a therapist, or a counselor, or your local tarot reader, or hell, if you even go to church, you know, talk to your pastor or someone that can help walk you through the things that you're going through. All right, you guys, this has been a really, really interesting reading. I'm trying to think, is there something, I want to end it on a happy note. All right, let's see, something happy. I keep these cards around. I keep these cards around for when I have a really rough reading and I need some positive affirmations to end it on a happy note. So let's see what we can get. Come on. What's the affirmation that we can carry with us through this week, so we don't overdo it? Let's see. Do they got one? They made one. Crap. Almost. Come on. We need a positive affirmation to take with us this week. I may just have to draw one. Hold on. I haven't used these in a while. They might be mad at me. Let's see. Come on. Positive affirmation. I'm just such a good shuffler. They're not. There we go. They're not bouncing. Here we are. Oh! Take a deep breath and allow myself to relax. My whole body is calm. It's gonna be difficult at times to stay out of our head or stay out of our emotional body for too long. I mean, you can't avoid those things forever, but if we start to disassociate, then reel it in and start working on your five senses. Say, what do I see around me? What do I smell? What do I feel? What do I taste? That sort of thing. And that kind of helps bring us back in to our body. And here you go. And yes, this one is so true. as you're doing your breathing to calm down your body. I am wonderful and I feel great. Grateful for my life. All right, you gotta have that attitude of gratitude. That is a wonderful affirmation to have for yourself. Sometimes when we get caught up in our feelings, we can forget how wonderful life can truly be. I think there's some beautiful stuff on the horizon, but I can also see how we're a little overburdened. Enjoy getting to know your new friend. Enjoy the possibility of a new sparkling relationship, and try not to let your burdens weigh you down, especially if there are burdens from the past. I love you guys. Have a wonderful week. I am always available for you. Hit me up on the website. There's even a little chat box on there. A Reiki session sounds like just what you need to get through this week. So call me. I will get you in. It will be very relaxing and we'll have a good time. All right. See you next time, guys. Bye.